On behalf of NGAP Sri Lanka, it's our absolute pleasure to interview this inspiring and dynamic lady, Captain Shaesta Waiz. Captain Shaesta Waiz is the youngest ever pilot to fly across the earth in a single engine aircraft. And Captain Shaesta is with us right now. Captain Shaesta, welcome to Sri Lanka.
Thank you. It is my pleasure and my honor.
On behalf of the Director General of Civil Aviation and NGAP Sri Lanka, it's our pleasure to have Captain Shaesta in Sri Lanka. Captain Shaesta, could you tell us a little bit about your mission? What's it all about?
Absolutely. So, my mission is fueled by a nonprofit organization that I started called Soar. And the mission of Soar is to inspire the next generation of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, along with aviation professionals. And so I'm flying a single-engine Beechcraft Bonanza around the world, visiting, I think the number's up to about 22 countries. And going into these countries, we have partnered up with ICAO, the International Civil Aviation Organization, in hosting outreach events for young kids to hear about the Soar flight and to introduce STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math to them, and hopefully inspire them to pursue these very technical degrees that are going to be in demand for the many years to come.
When you embarked on a journey like this, what was the things that came into your mind?
My goodness, I don't even know where to start. My biggest concern, aside from the safety of the airplane and doing this trip as safely as I possibly could, I thought if I'm going to fly around the world, I want to make sure that I'm doing it for a very good reason, because there are dangers out there. And so my biggest worry was, will I inspire young girls, by sharing my story with them? And I've come to find out as I go to these countries and meet these young girls, I see so much hope and inspiration in their eyes. And I speak to them from the heart and I tell them, I'm really no different from you. Yes, I'm in this very pretty, fancy flight suit, but at the end of the day, I'm still just very much like you. I'm passionate about flying. I love aviation. And I believed in my dreams and I worked very, very hard for it. You are no different than me. If you apply yourself, you could be in my shoes flying around the world and doing these incredible things in aviation and in STEM.
We know that you're the first pilot, a female pilot from Afghanistan. Could you tell us a little bit about your history and how you came into aviation?
It's interesting you bring up Afghanistan because I was recently there, and my father, he works in Afghanistan. There was a whole side of my family that I had never met before. So it was an emotional event, an emotional experience. When I got there, we did an event with the United Nations, the UNDP in Afghanistan, and I got to meet so many young girls, and I saw so much of myself in them, and it was just a very emotional experience. And the Afghani government gave me officially a commercial pilot's license from the Civil Aviation Authority of Afghanistan. And the way that the country embraced me, it was just unlike any experience that I've ever experienced in this world. And being the first Afghani pilot, it's an honor, but at the same time, I think about all of the Afghani women who have never flown before. And it's my mission to help those women in Afghanistan and around the world to have opportunities to fly, to do something that they are passionate about, but either they don't have the confidence or they don't have the resources. That's all what Soar is about, is to empower women and to give them opportunities to pursue STEM and aviation.
Could you tell us a little bit about how the journey has been so far? What countries have you visited, and what are the countries you're looking forward to visit? And also about the reception you have received in these other countries which you have visited.
I would often read the news and I would hear just what the world is doing. And I've learned that the world, people, we are all the same. You know, I've met young girls my age from countries halfway across the world, and we are all the same. We look different, but we all think the same. We all dream the same. We all have the same passions. And I have never in my life experienced so much compassion and kindness ever in my life. And it's very overwhelming. And I've seen a side of the world that has really touched me in a way that I didn't expect. For example, coming here to Sri Lanka, I thought, you know, maybe I'm going to be greeted by one or two people, and that was going to be it. And I land and I taxi in, and it's a crowd of people with the biggest smiles on their faces, and pilots, young women pilots, the first air traffic controller of Sri Lanka. I'm thinking, these people are so warm and so welcoming, and it was very last minute because Sri Lanka was not a part of the original route. And just within a matter of a day or two, they were able to put this event together. Other countries that I visited, Canada, I went to the ICAO headquarters. It was very, very warm and welcoming there, and I got to meet a lot of the representatives of the countries that I'm flying into. I've been to Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, Egypt, Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates, Afghanistan, Oman, India, and now I'm here in Sri Lanka. And every stop has just been an incredible experience. And really, I have no words. I just thank everybody who has come out to the airport, shown their support, whether it's on social media or in person. The feeling, it fuels me to keep going forward. So I just thank everyone so far who has been a part of my trip around the world.
We certainly enjoyed having you, and you're certainly an inspiration to all young people in Sri Lanka. As a final message, do you have a message for all Sri Lankan, especially the lady aviation enthusiasts and also the men, that you have a message you want to share and inspire them?
You know, when I was a young girl, I was really, really shy. And I had this expectation that I was going to get married at a young age and have a big family, like the role of a traditional Afghani woman. But I found something that I was passionate about, and I didn't take no for an answer. And I often thought, well, what does the world have to offer to an Afghani woman who's a refugee, who comes from a family that isn't wealthy, a family of 6 girls? And I just, the emotions that I had when it came to flying, how passionate I was about it, it was way too powerful than any doubt or any resistance that I had to pursuing my dreams. So my message to the Sri Lankans who are watching, you know, dream big. It could be a very scary thing, but go after it. Dream it. Think about it every single day. I had a dream of flying around the world, of becoming a pilot, and there were people who said I couldn't do it, and there's still people that say that I can't do it. But I didn't listen to them. I listened to my heart. I listened to the people that supported me, that pushed me, and I'm no different from you. Think of the most amazing dream you could possibly have and go after it. The world belongs to you. And I always think when I get into the airplane, how did a girl with my background become so lucky? But I'm no different from you. You just have to go out there, dream big, and your dreams will soar. Give a special thank you to H.M.C.Nimalsiri, the Director General of the Civil Aviation Authority here in Sri Lanka, who's also the President of NGAP Sri Lanka, along with everyone who has welcomed me so graciously, the airport authorities, the civil aviation authorities, all of the children who came out here, the prospective female pilots. Thank you all so much for giving me this amazing experience and memory that I will cherish for the rest of my life. Thank you.
On behalf of NGAP Sri Lanka, it has been our absolute pleasure to have Captain Shaesta Waiz with us. She definitely inspired the young people in Sri Lanka to take up aviation. We wish her all the very best in her journey across the world, and may she be able to inspire thousands and thousands of people to take up aviation as their career passions. Thank you so much.
Thank you.